Hello there, my name is Retro. Like to talk about animation, and today we'll talk about a new anime series from Netflix called Akuma kum. I think how you're supposed to say it. I don't know if right way to say it. Just go with it. Now, this anime one question, if it's for you, it depends. If you like that supernatural detective series, but it's not really that scary, but it's just super intriguing, maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. But for me, I was sort of into it. Not 100%. I like to say 90% I was sort of into it because sort of the horror aspect wasn't that scary, but the fact it fell into the interesting aspect of the horror. What I mean is, it's all about this character called Insuku. If I say his names correctly, 100% sure I didn't, but our main lead is sort of a detective who basically solves cases, specifically supernatural ones. But the only problem is he's only interested if it actually is kind of fascinating to him because he fall into that archetype detective that he will not do any case only if it's interesting. He sort of Sherlock Holmes, but a very interesting twist that he is sort of given a job to especially help people, but yet he's not fully interested because he was sort of raised by a demon, and so he's not really have that connection to human society. In fact, he sort of questioned a lot of things that people do, or even demons do, that is sort of interesting. Like he has sort of a debate his sort of partner who he worked with, that is what is friendship, what is how friendship actually work, because at the very end he thinks friendship is sort of a lie, not a truth, because at the very end you're using the other person to your benefit. And that is sort of interesting. Our immediately keeps saying that because each single episode kind of peels that idea of what his respective is of that person, and that just sort of kind of entice you because this detective is has a major job besides helping people. He has a job to creating the Infinity Key that actually draws all the people as one. They give it sort of paradise. That's his sort of main job. But the only problem is he's so disconnected. He doesn't know how to do this. In fact, his adopted father gave him this job, and he asked him, "What is happiness to you?" He doesn't really know. And once more, that's sort of interesting because it sort of appeals him as an interesting character. Of course, our main lead could be actually very annoying or very frustrating with you because how opinion he really is, because he has sort of a argument about a lady about pancakes. He said pancakes. I didn't ask pancakes, and the main lady says there is no difference. It's just pancakes. They're both the same. And our main lead said no, there is a difference. And that's the sort of kind of frustrates you, that make you laugh, make you not, because his right hand man and slash partner, he has issue with his partner because how frustrating he is to work with, because he's always that one track mind. Like he has to be right all the time, even that is completely wrong situations. There, like episode 3, I think the best example that he was hired to a crazy person to basically summon Satan so the person can actually eat Satan. And he has no choice to do it or his partner would die. But this is the frustrating part, that he doesn't care if he dies or not, because how he stated, we are just partners, not friends. And once more, the other guy, the Mephisto, that he considered him sort of a friendship in a way, but how do you describe it? He was introduced by his father and forced to work with them, so it's not a friendship. And that's sort of interesting and also kind of pisses you off at the same time. And that's sort of why I think this was a very good anime, but at the same time kind of frustrating because of how Army Lee acts. But not just that, some of the missions or assignments he gets, it's just sort of interesting because some of the cases fall into like what is friendship, or what is a good film, or who make a deal with who. Like it's like the first episode was sort of interesting that you find out someone made a deal with the demon, but later on the demon sort of got screwed up by the human because his emotion was too strong that controlled the demon by itself. So the question is, oh, it's the demon's fault or the human's fault? You know, for that sort of very gray area that you just don't know because the demon's doing his job, what he's supposed to do, but he never asked this sort of kind of position, becoming someone's own daughter. And made it sort of weird, but the demon kind of liked it, but at the same time, feel disgusted and not really sure what to do. And what's more, it sort of peels that sort of idea of each episode, like if this is wrong, this is right, but a very fascinating thing, especially what you think a demon is, because it does kind of peel sort of questions like how a demon doesn't really like to do his own job. He decides to stay in hell instead, but he's sort of forced to be up the earth because he was summoned. And it sort of plays with the idea this is the right thing to summon or not to summon. In fact, there's another episode specifically focusing on summoning a demon. How you supposed to summon it? What is the qualifications? And sort of breaks it down a little by little to give you the idea what he's that person's talking about, especially our main lead. And it's just sort of interesting, especially of everybody wondering our main lead can create a key of paradise or key of destruction. And once more, we don't know because how our main lead doesn't know what is emotion, what is the right thing, wrong thing, how disconnected he really is. But at the same time, that's sort of the trope of detective shows because usually it's sort of quirky, disconnected, sort of a Sherlock Holmes type of character. And that's the thing that just sort of grabs you. But what's more, it depends if you like our main lead because the main lead is sometimes frustrating a couple of times, but all of that I just find it fascinating. I did enjoy the series, even that I have some complaints. But of course, I think one of the things that just stands out with this anime is the fact it's the art style. It feels from 1960 aspires sort of Astro Boy. That's sort of kind of art style, but it goes a little bit different. It feels sort of cozy, but it twists around this sort of horrific moment that trying to kind of put how the best words to put the rug over your feet. In other words, I know I said it wrong, that phrasing, but you get it. What I'm trying to say. Yeah, I feel it works good 90% of the time. I mean, the whole series feels it works good 90% of the time because some things I don't feel gel well. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's not a terrible anime. It's the fact you're trying to explore a lot of the world and the ideas it give you. And it does work, but depends on the main lead. You like him or you hate him. He's supposed to be unlikable for a reason, and that sort of can piss you off or not. You feel his sort of development that he is making the right choice, even that he doesn't care. In fact, his biggest ego, if he's right, he will basically sacrifice everyone to see if it's right. Of course, because of this ego, he does attract other demons because they want to eat his heart. And that's sort of interesting. That sort of what he does is just interesting in general. Of course, this all depends on you. If you like detective shows, you like supernatural, you like if it's horror based. As a horror fan, I don't think it's that scary, that demonic. It's sort of I have to rate the horror aspect a 5 out of 10. It's sort of but it's just keep your attention of what is the case and what that person made the deal to drag you in, especially why they made the deal made it interesting enough to me to continue watching to see our main lead making interesting choices and because sort of understanding how to make the paradise key or the stretching key, whatever he decides. But that I feel I want to recommend it only Pacific people who likes mysteries, very interesting characters, and a little bit of horror. But once more, it sort of trips in the first episodes, but it does find their legs later on. About episode 3, I like to say. But all of that, I just was interested. I mean, I don't think it's the greatest anime in the world, but it's something that it does intrigue you from the very beginning to the very end. But all that I can say much, just one question. Do you like this anime? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.